I like when people doubt me. I think that motivates me, that gives me fire. When someone says you're too small to do something, or you're too skinny, you're not strong enough, then just watch. If you're gonna be the best, show it. You don't need to talk it. And that's just the way I've always been taught, and kind of like the way my mind and my body works. I remember my dad taking me to the batting cages, and I would just swing forever and ever, and he'd literally have to drag me out of there. So, I mean, ever since then, I fell in love with the game.
That's when it all started. And the kid just, he loved it. He was a natural there.
He definitely pushed me. It was for good, though. He was very, very hard on me, as in, like, get your work done, then it's time to play. But he was always there for me. He'd be like, hey, let's go play catch, let's go hit. But it wasn't over the top. He always wanted me to be self-motivated, and I think that's where that self-motivation comes from me.
Baseball became a way of life for Tyler Wade. There was a tournament every single weekend. And whether it was local or 2 hours away, Tyler and his family were there. When he was 10 years old, Tyler's team took a trip to Cooperstown, New York. A trip that would change Tyler forever.
Oh, it was awesome. It was a phenomenal trip. You know, it makes your hair stand up.
The trip inside the Yankee Stadium was amazing.
And I was fortunate enough to take a tour of old Yankee Stadium, and ever since then, I was like, whoa, this is a really special place.
To be there, to see it, to feel it, I think that just probably inspires him even more.
The very first thing I saw of Derek in person was the jump throw.
Hit on the ground, a deep short, backhanded by Jeter. The jump throw is in time. What a play by Jeter. That's from page 1 on the Jeter songbook.
We all talked about Derek Jeter. He was a great role model, I think not only for my child, but for everyone else. He was just a class act.
I think some of the characteristics are hard work ethics, talent, and then just being that person, that standout person that you set the example. And I don't think that's taught. You're just God blessed to have that.
Just from hearing him talk and the way he carries himself on and off the field is something special.
With the Yankees captain as a role model, the impressionable 10-year-old did everything he could to emulate his idol. Tyler worked hard and continued to excel at his craft. He entered his freshman year in high school looking to leave his mark.
I met him as a freshman at tryouts, and my first impression was he was a skinny little kid.
Walked in with like a humble confidence. Not only did he have physical skills, but he had some things that were going on, intangibles, his baseball IQ, understanding the game.
I think the thing that impressed me the most was after the first day of tryouts, he comes up and shakes my hand and thanks me for letting him try out.
Following his freshman year, Wade had one thing on his mind: varsity.
At the end of that summer, I said, look, I don't have a spot on the varsity team for you, but you have done everything to earn a spot. He hustled, he worked hard, never took a play off. And so I told him, I said, you've earned this. If you want to be on varsity, I said, understand I don't have a place for you. I got a senior at third base.
So we offered him the opportunity to play every day on JV, and he's like, nope, I want to be at this level, and however I need to help the team, I'll help the team.
Well, then the senior at third base struggled. And midway through the season, Tyler steps up and he's my starting third baseman.
I just wanted to help the team win. I mean, to this day, I just want to be on the baseball field. I don't care where I am. I just want to play and help contribute.
That was one of the things that really solidified him as an athlete for me. Was I'm not ingrained in this position. It's wherever I can play, wherever I can get on the field, put me there.
The skinny sophomore recorded a fielding percentage of .911, while also hitting .343 at the plate. All of this, mind you, while playing an unfamiliar position. Wade's instincts and abilities on the field derived from not only his passion for the game, but from his work ethic as well.
His work ethic was impeccable. You could talk to a coach out here and there wouldn't be one coach that would say anything negative about his work ethic.
His drive is a big part of who he is, and I think anybody at that level has a really, really high drive to be where he's at.
After a strong junior year, Wade began to realize his potential. Entering his senior season, Tyler moved back to his natural position, shortstop. He took off from there.
It was insane how locked in he was.
It was unbelievable to watch the young man swing, and I think he wound up hitting over 500 for us as a senior.
I was in the gym every day. I was working hard, and kind of just from being the young guy, years past, I kind of understood the leadership role and what I needed to do.
Tyler's got it in him. He wants so much from himself, and therefore he wants to give so much to his team.
As Tyler's statistics began to jump off the page, scouts took notice and filled the bleachers.
It was his senior year when the pro scouts started coming around, and I bet there must have been anywhere from 6 to 10 scouts at a game.
I think my first in-home visit was with the Yankees, and I was super nervous. It was with Dave Keith.
When I went and did the in-house visit with Tyler, that was the thing that sold you more than anything. The makeup stood out. It wasn't an ego. It was what big leaguers are, the good ones, the Jeters. We knew the actions were there. Everyone was still a little worried about the strength, if it's going to be there, if he's ready. With Tyler, the makeup was the big, big selling point for me.
Tyler Wade was on the pro ball radar. In his final high school season, he hit .524, slugged a .773, and struck out just twice. 2 weeks prior to the 2013 MLB draft, Tyler received a phone call.
We asked him to fly out to Tampa for the workout just before the draft, and he said, "Dave, I've been waiting for this call."
I thought it was really cool. I mean, I was like, well, the Yankees want me to go all the way to Florida to their spring training place. I was like, this is awesome.
I think it's very important to, especially if they're going to be stepping into the adult world, is to not to hold their hands anymore.
You know, we sent him by himself. He wanted to go by himself. Okay, son, fine. We'll get you the airfare ticket, and you can go figure it out. And he did.
Shortly after returning from Tampa, Wade graduated from high school. The following day, he settled in on his couch and waited to hear his name called.
Actually, on draft day, Tyler called me and said, "Dave, I want to be a Yankee." The next pick, we took him.
I heard my name called, and I was like, is that for real? And I was like, oh my God, my mom was crying, my dad was crying. It was pretty special.
When they announced Tyler's name, they picked shortstop. Tyler Wade had a myriad of California. It just totally floored us. We weren't prepared for it.
Tyler Wade was a New York Yankee. The strides he had made, both as a player and a person, could be attributed to one key characteristic.
I think he's comfortable with his own skin, and he believes in himself, and that's confidence.
I think he's confident, but there's a difference between confident and being cocky.
Everything he did exuded this confidence, he exuded the talent, and he walked onto the field and he wasn't like all these other kids that walk out there and say, "I'm the best."
This is my 11th year scouting now, and so I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot of the guys we've had up in the big leagues back and forth. I learned a lot with what I'm looking for now in makeup because of Tyler Wade and who he is as a human being.
I have confidence, I have self-confidence, but I try not to let that show. It's just something for me to always remember. Either it's on the baseball field or it's just something else in life. I feel like it's very important to have.
Tyler's confidence, coupled with his work ethic, will only equal success. The once skinny freshman, who didn't have a position on the varsity team, strives to convert any weakness he may have into a personal strength.
When he first came in, he's like probably 30 pounds lighter, 30 pounds lighter than we are right now. So when he came in, he was skin and bones. Look at him now, he's a grown man.
I was super impressed with the strength that Tyler put on in the off season. He still has a ways to go, but he knows it.
I just love the fact of getting in the gym, getting stronger, and just working myself to the absolute death of me.
The sky's the limit for this young man. Strength isn't a concern of mine at all, just because of his work ethic.
Now 4 years removed from becoming a professional, Tyler Wade is on the verge of his ultimate dream, playing in Yankee Stadium.
love to see him in pinstripes. I know he'd love to be in pinstripes. I know he'd be a fan favorite. There's no doubt about it. So for him to be a homegrown Yankee shortstop, there would be nothing better. It'd be outstanding for the organization and for New York, because, man, they'd fall in love with him the same way they did with Jeter.
I try to live by the famous quote that Derek Jeter always said, there may be people more talented than you, but there should be no excuse for people to outwork you.
There may never be another Derek Jeter, but as Tyler Wade continues to follow the captain's blueprint for success, he looks to build his own Yankees legacy.
You can see more Yankees on Demand and Yankees scoreboard content by clicking here. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel right there.